Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider, I have a very exciting comparison for you. It's gonna be between two absolute legends when it comes to endurance road bike. So, in one corner we have Canyon Endurace CF SL8 Disc, and in another corner we have Giant Defy Advanced road bikes. So both of them for the 2022 season. As you can probably see, the retail price of these bikes is very similar. So the Giant Defy retails for $3,650, while Canyon Endurace is gonna go for $3,700. I also think that with Canyon you will probably need to add maybe another $50-$60 for the delivery, but maybe this is a bit different at the US market than it is on the EU market. So, we can first answer the question, who are these bikes for? So, as the name suggests, these are classical examples of endurance road bikes. So, you will have a bit more relaxed geometry. Bikes are designed primarily for the long days in the saddle and smooth bike ride. So, don't expect these bikes to be very light or stiff. This is not the point. These bikes are all about relaxed riding, long days in the saddle. And definitely Canyon Endurace and Giant Defy, they definitely know what they are doing with this range of the bikes. Now we can talk about the paint scheme on these bikes. So what will you get? So when you look at the Canyon Endurace, you have two paint schemes on offer. One is this very classical stealth gray, looks very nice, and then they have this beautiful, which they call frozen yellow, or I would almost call it like a banana yellow. In my opinion, this is a stunning paint scheme, and if you can get your hands on one of those bikes, definitely go for it. As I see the delivery dates for this paint scheme in, let's say, in size medium or large, would be something like September 22, so definitely not, far away. On the other hand, when you look at Giant, what kind of paint scheme are you getting? Well, there's only one paint scheme on offer, and this is this very classical carbon black. It's a nice, decent paint scheme, but definitely I wish that Giant should have offered at least another paint scheme on this bike, and this will probably also depend on different markets where you are based. Now we can dive into the specifications of these bikes and really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. And definitely at the end I will give you my recommendation, which of these two bikes should you just go ahead and buy. So let's talk about first the frame and the fork on Giant Defy. So the frame is advanced grade carbon fiber frame from Giant, and also the fork is their advanced grade carbon fiber fork with the full carbon fiber steer. Giant offers a lifetime warranty on their carbon fiber frames and forks, and of course this frame and the fork are ready for internal cable routing, press fit bottom bracket, and also 12mm through axles front and the back, and you will also get flat mount disc brakes. So all in, superb carbon fiber frame and fork from Giant with a lifetime warranty. On another hand, when we look at Canyon, what is the frame and the fork on Canyon? So what do you get? So the frame is the carbon fiber CF SL level. So this is not, top of the line, creme de la creme, because Canyon has their CF SLX level, but then it's very expensive. So we have a CF SL carbon fiber frame and also CF carbon fiber fork from Canyon. Again, 12mm through axles front and the back. You will also have a, ready for internal cable routing, and of course ready for the press fit bottom bracket. I have to mention here that the Canyon offers a 6 years warranty on their carbon fiber frames and forks, so definitely much less than Giant. But again, superb carbon fiber frame and fork here. I definitely have no complaints about it. Now let's talk about some of the smaller pieces on the bike, for example like the handlebar and the stem. So when you look at the Giant Defy, you are getting a Giant Contact SLD fuse handlebar, so this is aluminum piece, and also the stem is the Giant Contact stem, and again this is aluminum piece. perfectly fine, and I'm also glad that these are separate pieces, so it's gonna be very easy to replace in the future if you really want to upgrade, for example, to some kind of carbon fiber piece. Nothing is proprietary here, and also it's very easy to set up your position on the bike. I will also mention here that the seat post is the Giant Defy carbon fiber seat post. Absolutely superb. It's going to soak up so much of the road bumps, and just keep in mind that the cross section of this seat post is like, a D-shaped, so if for whatever reason you need to replace it in the future, it's not a proprietary piece, but just keep in mind that you'll need to buy this Defuse kind of D-shaped seat post. And also the saddle that Giant includes is the Giant Approach saddle. Well, Giant makes some very good saddles lately, so I wouldn't be surprised if you really like this saddle. If not, very easy to replace, it's just a personal preference. On another hand, when we look at Canyon and some of the smaller pieces of the cockpit, you will get the Canyon's H31 Ergo cockpit. So this is a carbon fiber one-piece handlebar and stem, and also when it comes to the seat post, it's going to be the Canyon's VCLS carbon fiber seat post. Absolutely superb, soaking up lots of road bumps, and the saddle is Physique Argo Tempo R5. In my opinion, again, a superb saddle, but unless you really don't like it, again, easy to replace. Okay, when we talk about this one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem, so the good thing is that it's a carbon fiber piece, so absolutely superb, but then the bad thing is that this is a one-piece handlebar and the stem, so it's a proprietary piece. If you want to replace it in the future, you gotta buy, a new Canyon H31 cockpit, and also you can't adjust your position on the bike very nicely just because of this one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem. So definitely keep that in mind with the Canyon bike. Now let's talk about the group set on the bike. So when you look at the Giant Defy, you are getting a superb Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set. So this is 11-speed mechanical group set. So we have, the shifters, a front mech, Shimano Ultegra, and then Giant has, used on the rear mech the Shimano GRX rear mech, which is basically from the gravel world, GRX RX 810, but definitely it's on the same levels like the Shimano Ultegra, so no problems here. And I will definitely have to mention that when you look at the cassette, you are getting Shimano's Ultegra 1134 cassette, which is paired with the KMC X11 chain. I mean, perfectly fine chain, I have no complaints here. If it really bothers you, you can always upgrade to the Shimano Ultegra level chain. But the crankset on this Giant bike is the Shimano's RS510 crankset. So it seems to me that they try to save a bit of money somewhere, a price. So that's why they went with RS510 crankset. So this is 3450 chain rings, but the problem is that I would expect them to have a Shimano Ultegra level crankset. So this is a bit disappointing on this Giant bike that they went with RS510 crankset and not Ultegra level crankset. When you look at the gearing, 3450 crankset chain rings at the front and 1134 cassette at the back. You have a 1:1 gear ratio, absolutely super easy to climb any steep mountains. On another hand, when you look at the Canyon Endurace and the whole group set on Canyon Endurace, so now we are speaking about the full Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set. So shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything Shimano Ultegra mechanical 11-speed group set, cassette, Shimano's Ultegra 1134 cassette, chain, Shimano's HG701, which is Shimano Ultegra chain, and also here a press fit bottom bracket BB72 or Shimano's BB86 standard. So Canyon definitely didn't cut corners here. Everything is full Shimano's Ultegra mechanical group set. Now let's talk about the braking system on the bike. So when you look at the Giant Defy, you are getting again superb Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes. But in this case, there's 160mm braking rotor at the front and only 140mm braking rotors at the back, and also they are using these Giant MPH braking rotors. I have no clue about these rotors, and I think they should have used something from the Shimano Ultegra level range. And also, really disappointing thing here is that the rear braking rotor is only 140 millimeters. So what I would suggest you here is that this needs to be replaced, immediately with 160 millimeter rotors, just because of better heat dissipation and better braking power. I also forgot to mention, when you look at the Canyon Endurace with the crankset, it is a full Shimano Ultegra crankset, so absolutely, as I said, no cutting corners on the Shimano Ultegra Groupset. Braking system on Canyon Endurace is Shimano's Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, but this time comes with the full Shimano's MT800 braking rotors. So again, on the levels Shimano Ultegra braking rotors, MT is just from the mountain bike world, and also 160 millimeters front and the back, so definitely no cutting corners with this Canyon bike. Now let's talk about the wheel set and the tires on these bikes. So Giant comes with their own Giant PR2 disc wheel set. So this wheel set is a classical aluminum wheel set from Giant, 12mm through axles front and the back, and with the Giant's own hubs with sealed cartridge bearings. And this wheel set is probably going to be, closer to like 1,800, 1,900 grams. Also, this wheelset is wrapped in Giant Gavia Fondo 1 tire, so this is a tubeless tire, and the wheelset is tubeless ready, so everything is tubeless prepared, and this is a 32mm tire. The Giant mentions here that the total width of the tire, if you measure them, would be 33.5 millimeters. Excellent, lot of air volume, and very smooth ride. On the other hand, when you look at the wheelset from Canyon Endurace, you are getting a superb DT Swiss Endurance LN wheelset. I'm a huge fan of DT Swiss. This wheelset, probably expect the weight again to be about 1,800, 1,900 grams. It is a classical aluminum wheelset from DT Swiss. Hubs are going to be based on something like DT Swiss 370 hubs. All in all, superb wheelset. The thing is that with this DT Swiss Endurance LN, you can't buy it directly from DT Swiss, so I'm guessing this is some kind of OEM product for Canyon. And also, this wheelset is wrapped in superb Continental GP 5000S tires, tubeless ready, and this is a 30mm tire. Again, a nice, good air volume here. And now we can also talk a little bit about the total bike weight. So you see, Canyon is claiming 8.1 kilograms for this bike. They are not saying in which size, but I would expect in some kind of size medium. So on the same levels, I would expect the Giant Defy to be on the same levels of bike weight, because Giant Defy is usually very light. So there's not much in it when you look at the similar size of the bike and also the weight. But now, in a summary, what would be my advice to you if you are in the market for an endurance road bike and you are thinking between this Giant Defy Advanced 1 and Canyon Endurace CF SL8 Disc? Personally, I would go with the Canyon Endurace CF SL8 Disc with a retail price of $3,700 US. Primarily because Canyon is offering you a full Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set, so absolutely everything: shifters, front mech, rear mech, crankset, cassette, chain, absolutely everything, no cutting corners here. And also, when it comes to hydraulic disc brakes, again, full Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes with Shimano Ultegra braking rotors, and they have also managed to include DT Swiss Endurance LN wheels. In my opinion, just a better offer this time from Canyon Endurace with the retail price of $3,700 US. So, I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please keep on watching, keep on, liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!